Hey guys, Zeramus555 here, just coming to you with another video. As you can see here, I am on the YouTube forums. This is probably old news now, you've probably already seen Cyber Knight's video, but I just want to talk about this. So there are some new Herald support cards that are coming out. This guy looks awesome. As you guys know, I love Herald. A lot of people don't love it though, because people say it's like one of those decks that you basically don't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Once perfection hits the board. I don't completely agree with that. I think if good players know how to play around Herald, and the deck's not consistent either. Like you can draw really bad hands, and it loses to decks that, like I think Bujin's actually is a really good matchup against it just because of Crane and stuff. So it's kind of scary. But yeah, let's talk about the first one here. So Herald of Rainbow Light. So it's level 4 light fairy type synchro effect monster. Of course, it's effect monster. 600 attack, 1000 defense. So it's the exact same stats as Herald of Pure Light, the XYZ. So it's just one tuner, one more non-tuner monster. So it's generic. So that's pretty good. So if you're running Herald of Orange Light, if you're running Earths, if you're running the agent version, which you probably should be because I think it's the better version of the deck, then you will be able to make this guy pretty easy. So what his effect is, he has 2 or 3 effects. When a monster is sent from either player's hand or deck to the graveyard, banish it instead of sending it to the graveyard. So this is really good. I'm not sure if this is once per turn or if it's just like continuous effect while this guy's on the board, but that's really quite good. So it's hand or deck. So like this is good against Lightsworn if they mill. This is really good against dragons. If they try to activate an effect, it will just banish. Really good. Number 2 is when an effect monster's effect or a spell or trap card is activated, you can tribute this card, negate the activation if you destroy it. So it gives you a little bit more negation there, and he's a pretty easy card to make because you can make him for free if you have Earth on the board, and the next turn you summon Venus, and then you get 3 Shine Balls, and you synchro the Earth and this guy together. The only thing is he's 1000 defense, so he's not very hard to get over, and if you have Gotchi on the board, he'll be 14, which still isn't very big. So I mean, I don't like he's level 4 as well, which isn't bad. So I mean, it gives you some versatility there, but I think just his low stats doesn't make him broken by any means. And his last effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 ritual monster or ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So he has a float, so that's really good. Now the thing I think is actually really good about this card, other than the fact that it adds some more consistency to you know, the Herald deck with the 3rd effect, but the 2nd effect will actually work with 3rd effect because it's if this card is in the graveyard. So if it was when, it would miss timing, but since it's if, it will not miss timing. So if you tribute it to negate the activation of a spell or trap, this effect will activate afterwards, and you get to add a ritual or ritual monster or ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So it's really good in that sense. You can actually kind of go +1 off of them, possibly more if you made them for free off of the Earth and the Venus with the Shine Balls. So yeah, potentially a really cool card, and the fact that it's generic as well is actually quite neat. So I mean, you could play him in other ritual decks as well, not just Herald, though I feel like Herald's obviously going to be the best version since he's a fairy, so he works with Christia, and he's a light, so he works with Honest. So yeah, quite good. And then the next is the new ritual monster. We don't see these very often. He's level 12. He's basically Herald, but he's really big. So he's level 12 light fairy type ritual effect monster, 2000 attack. So it's only about 200 more than Herald, and it's 200 defense more than Herald as well. So 3000 defense, so not really that big, especially for, like, I think it's a really good card. I'll read the effect here, but cannot be special summoned except by ritual summoning this card with Oracle of the Herald. Now this guy has different wording than the other ritual monsters, so I'm not really sure if you can actually make this guy off of what's it called? Advanced Ritual Art, because it says cannot be special summoned. If you read the other ones, they say must be special summoned using the ritual spell, blah blah blah. But he says cannot be special summoned except by with that card. So I'm kind of thinking that he actually can only be made with this card. So this guy might not even be that good. I think this one out of the 2 is actually the better one. Let's read his effect here. So he has the same effect as Herald. So you can summon fairy type monster from your hand to the graveyard. Activate one of the following effects. When the opponent activates an effect, it negates activation, and if you do, destroy it. So when it says activates an effect, that can be an effect of a card. It doesn't have to be a monster effect, so it could be a spell effect, it could be a trap effect, and it could also be a monster effect as well. So the thing that makes this really cool is that it's when your opponent activates an effect. It's not when your opponent activates a card. So if they have a field spell that's on the board and it's, you know, activating, say, Gates, and they activate the effect, you can pay this guy's cost, pitch a fairy, negate its activation, and then destroy it. So it will destroy it. So it's not like Herald, where Herald could have had a problem gaining over cards that were already on the board before. That problem's gone. And the other thing that makes this guy really good, I don't think, obviously it's not as good as Herald, because Herald's easier to drop, more consistent. But when the opponent would special summon a monster, negate that special summon if you do destroy that monster. So it's basically a solemn warning as well. It doesn't negate normal summons or anything, but most of the time a normal summon's not going to get over this guy. They're going to need some kind of bigger monster, and he can just negate it by pitching one card. They're going to have to waste, you know, multiple cards to try to make something big and hope you don't have a fairy. So I think he's got a very busted effect, but the fact that I'm not sure yet how this wording works. You may be able to summon him off of Advanced Ritual Art, which in that case I'd probably run one of this guy maybe, but the issue with this card is that as well it's level 12, so you can't actually search it out with Preparation of Rites, which means that really the only way to get this in your hand is with Manju, which isn't bad, but generally with Manju you want to, you know, Manju usually searches the spell, and then you have prep to search the Herald. So overall, though, I think the card's really good. I'm more in favor of this guy. I'm always happy with new, like, smaller monsters for the Herald deck. We'll see how this guy is. Like, I love Herald. I think the art looks beautiful on it, so I'm really interested to see what rarity they're gonna make it. Maybe an alti or something like that. It would be a good ghost too. But I'm not really sure at this point how good it's really gonna be. You can see a couple people are commenting on it there. So I guess people are interested in these. A lot of people hate Herald, but not a lot of people play it anymore. So ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.